Hello, grade 8. Today our lesson is about validation and verification. Okay? Remember when we were working with Access, we were making the data types, right? Like when I make the ID is an auto number, can you add a date instead? No, you can't. Or here, the date is a date time. Can you put by mistake a currency instead? No, you can't. So here I define the valid data types that I can use in my work. This is called validation. This is called validation. Now, I made this here a date time. So if I put any date time, it is valid. It's okay. But is it correct or not? Okay, how can I know if it's correct or not? I cannot define whether it's correct or not until I check it. Checking this data is called verification. Like in the email, when you are making a new email, they ask you to make a password, then verify your password. This is called verification. Verify twice. Put the password twice is called verification. Okay. Another type is checking with the paper. Here in my paper, it's written like this. Yeah, I'm checking. Yes, it's written correctly. This is called verification. So validation is the type of data. Is it valid or not? Can I put it in my database or not? And the verification, is it correct or not? Sometimes it's valid but not correct. Okay? So let's here see from our theory notes, page 17. Okay? Validation and verification are two ways to check that the data entered into computer is correct. Okay? Now, validation. What is validation? The definition here, okay, is an automatic computer check to ensure that the data entered is sensible and reasonable. Okay? Now, here is the example like what I show you in my computer. Now let's go to page 18 and see the types of validation. The types of validation. You have to highlight it all, the whole page. Very important. Okay? It's very important. Now, let's see the types of validation. The check digit. Like the barcode reader in supermarket used to check digits. How? Here, how it works. The last one or two digits in a code are used to check the other digits are correct. Like when I say, my text must start with ST. So this will check that my work is correct. I have to start the barcode here in ST. Okay, the format check. Format check is like the data type here. The data type is a format check. Okay, checks the data is in the right format, like the national insurance numbers and so on. I don't care about the examples as much as I care about what is it. The length check, like when I say that I have to enter only 4 letters. Remember the validation rule here? I want to enter only 4 letters. How do I make it? I have to make it LLLL. Remember it? For text only I can do it. Okay, the validation rule only 4 letters, so I have to write it LLLL. This makes me make it only 4 letters, or the input mask here. to make sure that they are only 4. Okay? Okay? Now, checks the data isn't too short or too long. It is the input mask right here, input mask. We took it in Access. Lookup table. Looks up acceptable values in a table. Like when we make the lookup wizard, remember it? The lookup wizard, and I have to choose 3 or 4 4 objects only. Remember it? I will type my own values and then we write what we want. What can we put inside this? Okay? I will not make it here, but I remember it. Almost it's for cities, like when you choose Amman or Aqaba, or where do you live in Jordan, like this. You have to choose it from a table, so it's called lookup table. Pre-sense check checks the data has been entered into a field, like when I make here required. Can you see it? Required, yes or no. This is pre-sense check. So here the pre-sense check is required. Okay? The range check, like when I here put the number and the validation rule here, I say it's greater than 9. So can you put a number less than 9? No. So the range check checks that the value falls within a specific range. The spell check, it looks up the words in the dictionary. Is it available or not? Okay, like in Microsoft Word. Let's go to page 18, verification. Verification, as we said before, to ensure that the data entered exactly matches original source. We have 2 types, the double entry, like when you're making a new password, and proofreading data is the type when someone is checking the data entered against the original document, like your manager when he looks at the papers and the bills that he has. Okay? Here, entering the data twice and comparing the 2 copies. Okay? Thank you for listening and have a nice day.